Okay, wow, so much has happened already since part 1, and I also realized that I missed a lot of stuff in part 1, so here is part 2. And it just keeps getting better and better. This guy is a total genius. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I will put a card to part 1 right here. I think it's this side. And we're talking about Ham City NR2's TikTok account, which is an alternate reality game, or ARG, that we are currently following along and trying to decipher all the codes and figure out what's going on. So if you're new, go back and watch that video first and then come back here. Okay, for those of you that are ready for part 2, I just have to say that I think I know the reason that this ARG is going so well and why it is so well done. And I think the reason is that Sam, I'm again gonna just call him Sam because I can't call him Ham or Ham City. I just can't. So I'm gonna pretend like his name is Sam still. I think he planned this ARG out from beginning to end. I think that before he even posted one video, he had an entire intricate plan in mind, or maybe he just posted the first video and then it took off, so then he came up with the whole intricate plan for all 10 tapes from beginning to end. And I think that makes a huge difference in making it a good ARG. Okay, also everybody's TikTok usernames will be in the description below, including the main person himself, as well as people that I'm using in this video who came up with great analysis and also helped decipher the codes and everything, because I definitely am not doing this all on my own. So when we last left off was part 14, and so we're gonna start with part 15. In this video, Sam fixes his peephole in his apartment so that he can very clearly see whoever might be out his door. In part 16, we find that Sam is drawing the little symbol that was on one of the tapes over and over again, and he's trying really hard to figure out what it could possibly mean. He also says in this video that he's going to investigate the Alfred Nobel clues that we talked about in the first video in the near future with a friend. Let's talk about this symbol for just a moment. Without any input whatsoever from anybody else, without me looking at any of the comments, I almost thought that maybe it was some sort of code for 10 tapes, because that's kind of what he's calling this ARG. And I thought maybe it meant, since there was 1 0 with a line through it, that if you took those out, that might be backwards in the camera, I can't tell. That would be a 10 if you took those and separated them out. And then the symbol as a whole kind of looks like a cassette tape or the winding of a tape. So then I did read the comments, and somebody else pointed out that it looks like a 110 camera film cartridge. And sure enough, it definitely looks like this. Here are some pictures of a 110 camera cartridge. However, we will find out in future videos that both of these theories are very likely totally wrong, and I will talk about what the most likely thing this actual symbol means later in the video. So now our ARG is about to take an extremely strange turn. The next video is labeled 001. So first of all, commenters quickly figured out that the song playing in the background is a backwards version of Charles Manson's "Look at Your Game Girl." Most of you probably know who Charles Manson is, but just in case you don't, he was an American cult leader that got some of his members to commit a series of murders on his behalf. But before all that happened, he had a random music career. I don't really know what this song means in relation to this ARG, but from what I can gather on internet research, there was a weird connection between the lyrics of this song and the way that Manson used to manipulate his members of his cult to get them to do what he wanted, which is admittedly creepy as fuck. And then this makes me kind of worry that maybe this stalker that's following Sam is manipulating all of us in some way. Okay, that's the background noise of this video 001. Let's talk about the codes in it. User Bobby MC Who from TikTok is amazing, and he has a lot of really great videos on this ARG. I highly recommend that people go follow him. So the key symbol is shown in this video with the Sicilian written underneath it, which Bobby thinks likely means that this is the key to another clue. I definitely missed something else in my first video, and that was that this same user, Bobby, figured out that in tape 1, there was more Morse code that made an anagram of the Sicilian. So there's a connection there. We know that the Sicilian is important to the story. The same user, Bobby MC Who, and another user, NatyBay69, figured out that the weird V imagery in this 001 video is bacon cipher code. And when you decode it, it says, "Do you feel blame? Without any of you defaced, he would be fine." So we know that the word defaced refers to the audience because of that poem in the first video. And somebody in my comments actually pointed out, and they made a really good point, that defaced could mean like hidden or anonymous and we don't see them. And so defaced crowd probably refers to us, the people that are watching, but that we don't know Sam personally. So it really sounds like the stalker is saying that Sam's in trouble in the first place because we, the audience, are so interested and involved. Which I guess is kind of true. If he hadn't blown up on TikTok, then he wouldn't have been able to continue the story. I mean, without a large audience blowing it up, then there's probably not much of a point of keeping it going, because for an ARG, you need interaction from the audience. Okay, so back to this same 001 tape. Another user named It's Meg, probably saying her username wrong, figured out that there was also some nihilist code. She used a nihilist cipher to decode it, and here's what it says. It says tapes, tape 1 to engage, tape 2 to awake, tape 3, tape 4, tape 5, tape 6, tape 7, tape 8, tape 9, tape 10. So I'm assuming this will become more complete once we get more tapes, because we have tape 1 and 2, and those are the ones with the word in front of it. I assume as we get the other tapes, then we'll see more code, and those other tapes will have more words to them. I do wonder if tape 1 to engage means that the first tape was meant to just get a big crowd of people to start becoming interested in this ARG. Mission accomplished. Tape 2 to awake means that we have to realize that we are a part of this too, and that we need to help in order for Sam to get out of this trouble. Again, all just speculation, but that's what I'm assuming this probably means. The next video that's posted to Sam's account is called 002, and I'm really excited about this one. This second video looks a lot like 001. It goes back and forth a lot from the symbol that we see all the time to the key symbol that we saw in the first video. And then there's some drawings of eyes at the bottom. A commenter again figured out what the song was playing slowly in the background, and it's Saint Lucia. Saint Lucia is a song from Sweden. Somebody else in the comments pointed out that part of Saint Lucia's story was that her eyes were removed. And there's those weird eyes that are drawn at the bottom of the video. So of course I looked up Saint Lucia and the history of that. Apparently she is one of the most beloved saints in Sweden. Sure enough, one legend says that she removed her own eyes and sent them to a suitor whom she rejected when he proposed to her. In his anger, he told the authorities on her that she was a Christian, which was banned in the Roman Empire at that time. So she was sent to work in a brothel, and then she was tortured. When she wouldn't give up her Christianity, she was then sentenced to death. She was born on Sicily, which is an island in Syracuse, Italy. If you were from Sicily or born in Sicily, you would be referred to as a Sicilian. And if you recall, the Sicilian was our key to one of the clues earlier. I know that for one of the ciphers, one of the other sleuths used Lucia, the word, in their deciphering website in order to find the other codes. So I don't know if that was the key and this isn't coming back again, or if that's gonna be a really key part to the story overall and it's gonna keep coming back. But I did find Saint Lucia's story very interesting. So the next video, part 17, Sam is not looking great. He's okay, but he apologizes for not posting much and says that he slept for 20 hours straight. He goes on to say that he didn't upload those videos, the 001 and 002 that we just talked about. So now we know that the stalker is possibly gaining control over him and making him do these things and posting these videos or hacked into his account somehow. So what we're about to discuss, the next 4 videos actually happened before he slept for 20 hours. So he kind of got out of order here. He slept for 20 hours, woke up, looked at all this footage that he had of the events that led up to him sleeping for 20 hours. So here's what happened before he passed out. Part 18 is the first video that happened before, and he goes to the mall and he buys a body camera camera so that he can film better and film without using his hands. Then he goes to explore the Nobel blasting bunkers with a friend, but they don't find anything. But let's back up really quick for something that I missed in the first video. Bobby MC Who, along with another user named Lisa's Cult Jam, they worked together and figured out that after the poem from the ending of the first video, remember the one that starts with 1 down, 9 to go, there's actually another clue that says ONTUEBTR. If you unscramble that, it spells nitrotube, which is a clue to Nobel's blasting bunkers. Nobel's blasting bunkers is a real place. It's the remains of his nitroglycerin factory that can still be found in Stockholm, Sweden today. So the side note is just that there was another clue that he would have to go to the blasting bunkers soon. Bobby MC Who then also figured out that the holes to the bunkers that we see in this video probably are the symbol that we see on the tapes. Because if you look at those 2 holes, the entrance to the blasting bunkers, it looks a lot like that symbol, the 2 holes with a line underneath it. So that leaves us to wonder what that one line represents on one side of the symbol. And at first I thought it was because if you look at the photo of the bunker, it looks like the left side is blocked off and that you can't get through that tunnel. So I thought that maybe the line through that was representing that that side is blocked, but I'll tell you why I'm wrong about that later. But at least we're a lot closer to what we think that symbol means. I think this is way more likely, and I think Bobby MC is way more on the nose about what this could possibly be. Part 20, still before he passed out. He returns home the night of exploring the bunkers and he finds a note on his door. It appears to be another bit.ly link. He goes to the link on his computer, but we don't see what he's looking at. But then all of a sudden he says that he knows he missed something. In his excitement and haste, he tells us that he decided he's going to go back to the bunkers tonight. He later explained that he acted on impulse and that he wasn't thinking clearly at this time. I don't know if that means that the stalker was taking hold of his brain and making him do things again, or if he was just sleep deprived or what. But in spite of everybody telling him how stupid it was, he goes back to the bunker in the middle of the night when it's pitch black outside. Luckily, we do get to see what was on that bit.ly link because our friend Bobby MC Who goes to that bit.ly link and took a video of what it shows. It's only like a 5-second clip and it's the gate with the symbol right behind it. The clip briefly says 9 to go and then flashes to say 8 to go. So remember that the symbol is the tunnel and the lines in this clip are the gate in front of it. So then it says 9 to go, 8 to go. So Sam had figured out that the second tape is on the gate to the tunnel. Does that make sense? It said 9 to go and then it said you'll only have 8 to go if you come back here. And sure enough, he films himself going back to the bunkers when it's pitch black outside. Everybody in the comments are telling him how crazy he is, and I have to agree, I don't do things in the dark by myself. Sure enough, he finds a tape in the gate to the bunkers just like that link said he would. But he hears this roaring loud noise right after he grabs the tape, and of course he starts running. He even falls on his way and then runs back home. So all that footage, those videos all happened before he posted that video of him that he woke up from sleeping for 20 hours straight. So he was just uploading the footage that led up to him sleeping for 20 hours. I think that this means that the stalker or whoever is doing all this to him is starting to take control of his mind too, because he's starting to forget things that happened and then he's sleeping for big chunks of time. So the next video is just him kind of taking a break. He shaves his beard and then he does another recap for us, which is very helpful. He talks about how tape number 2 has a 2 on it. And so that means the tapes are numbered, which, yay, that's super helpful. And now that I think of it, The first tape that we saw had that line on the front, and I thought it was just a line to show that it was the same pen used in the note that was left on outside his window, but I think it was actually supposed to be a 1. And now that I'm thinking more about that, I might be way behind, and everybody else probably already knew that. So here's why I think I was wrong about the line on the symbol again, because on this tape, on tape 2 that he shows, the line is on the wrong side. The line is instead on the left side like it usually is, it's now on the right side. Now I think the line must mean something more. We'll have to see if it moves from side to side in future videos. Maybe that was just a mistake or something, but I don't know why it would move. And now part 23, which is the most recent video that he posted as of me filming this. We get to see what's on the second tape. As you saw on tape 2, Sam seems to be on tape 2, which means that the stalker, again, or whoever's doing this, has been following him and has been following him for a while. And sure enough, the user, it's Meg again, she is amazing. She found that in one of the earlier videos when he goes to find the tape in the first place, you can see somebody in the background walking around subtly behind him. That gave me actual chills when I saw her video at first. The song in the back of this videotape is a slowed down backward version of Who Are Parents by a band called The Shags. The Shags were a band a few decades ago that were forced to become a band by their father, who made them form their musical group after a psychic told him that they would become famous. And their music was notoriously terrible. Here, listen to just a few seconds of Who Are Parents. On their video on YouTube of this song says that this sounds like Guitar Center. But it's actually really sad because they never really wanted to be a band, so they were just trying to please their father and do the best they could. And in a way, it makes this song like kind of creepy because they're talking about how great parents are and how parents just want what's best for their child and how wonderful they are, when we know that they secretly didn't really like their father, that he was super controlling and forced them to do this. Again, not sure what this has to do with the overarching story in the ARG. I think it'll become clear later, but the backstory is still interesting. User It's Meg, again, she found the codes on this second videotape and what they say. We think it says, finish what you started. You felt so tired, so tired. They're clever, are you? Color by numbers, but numbers is misspelled. Do not sleep or you'll grow poor. You found me. I just followed. And lastly, at the end of the video, it says, do you feel? But there's another Morse code after that that says safe. So, do you feel safe? I found, you found me, I just followed. Very interesting. Kind of like the stalker is blaming all of us on the trouble that Sam's in, that like, we all initiated it by reading the note and following the coordinates, and the stalker is just following now that we've gotten involved. That's how I read it anyways. You found me. I just followed. And saying that he felt tired, so tired. If you remember in part 1, he talks about sleeping for 14 hours straight, and now just recently in part 2, he talked about sleeping 20 hours straight. I think that's a really bad sign. That's often a sign that somebody is doing some sort of mind control on you and taking over. And I am worried that this stalker is now affecting his brain. There's also that warning, do not sleep or you'll grow poor. But on the other hand, I wonder why the stalker or the villain of this story would warn him about things, which also makes me kind of wonder if the bad guy here is not the person sending him all these things, but there's actually two different entities involved in this whole thing. And there's the real villain, and then there's whoever is sending him these things and stalking him because they're trying to get help to do something. What? We don't know. But I don't know another reason why the bad guy would be warning him not to sleep and telling him that they're taking over his mind. You'd think they wouldn't want to let him in on that. So I almost wonder if it's somebody else trying to help him. So that was a lot. I'm going to keep going with this. That's all I have for today because that's where it's left off. Now I'm sure 10 more videos will pop up by the time I'm editing and posting this, because that seems to be how it goes. But y'all, let me know if you like it. Let me know if you want a part 3, if you want me to follow this whole thing on my channel. I mean, I can if people really enjoy it. I'm going to be watching the story in either way, so I might as well. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of this video, I got an email from H's stalker, or you know, whatever's going on here. I'm going to do a really quick recap of the videos that I have not covered in this video, the videos that he posted since I filmed this video, so that the email will make sense to people. But we'll do a really quick recap right now without going into too much analysis. H went into town and found a QR code in the same silver pen on a bulletin board in town. Of course, someone figured out what it said, and it led to another link. The link took them to a picture of a banana peel, X, elephant, and then ICU. It's Meg figured out that it's a website that goes to peelnoelephant.icu, which goes to a weird color block looking website. Then you can type into this chat thing in this website, help please, and it responded with another code, and that led them to this code. They figured out that it said shivery and put that into the color block website as a password, which led to another video with all kinds of numbers and weird arrow things. H explains in another video that the code from tape number 2 that said color by numbers is actually the name of an app that you can use to control the colors of lights in a tower in Sweden near where H lives. He then got an email from someone called peelnoelephant, and it contains photos. Some of the photos were him from the last video, again showing that someone is stalking him. Then a photo of that color by numbers tower that says, you know how, June 12th. Which is this Saturday. We don't know what's going to happen this Saturday yet, so we are trying to figure that out. But then, you guys, I got an email. I got an email from somebody named peelnoelephant, and that is the same email that H got his email from. And so, yeah, I will show you on the screen what the email says, because it looked like there was some kind of weird code in the subject. And then there was also a little video within the email as well that this person attached. And I have a VPN, so I went ahead and opened it. But remember, kids, don't open weird links from emails unless you're me who's dumb. But I went ahead and did it. It was fine. It was a video, and here is the video. So I am freaking out about this just a little bit. I mean, I'm also very excited, but it's also a little creepy. And I'm really happy that I am in the US and I know that this takes place in Sweden. So at least I'm far away from whatever's happening. Even though I know this is a game, it's still just like a little creepy that H's stalker emailed me, which means that whoever this is saw my video. And yeah, I'm in this now. So that's really going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next